Welcome to Santo, Sam and Ed's Total Football.
Welcome back to Santo, Sam and Ed's Total Football. And with us, our very good friend, Mr. Johnny Aloisi. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you.
David Villa. Well, I mean, we've been hearing... Are you hearing anything from your people, our people, anyone's people?
I think you know more than me. I thought he was coming back. I heard he's leaving in a fortnight, but I thought that he'd come back for another brief stint, play another 4 or 5 games, and then go back for the new year and play with New York City. But what a pleasure to see him here in our country. You know, the 2 goals that he's scored is just top class. Yes. On the weekend, he wasn't getting a lot of service. He didn't have a lot of clear-cut chances, but the goal he scored, half a yard and in the back of the net.
He summed it up so quickly. He summed it up as it was coming to... It was amazing. He would have just picked his spot and gone bang before anyone even had a chance to...
Well, that's why he's one of the best strikers in the world. He was leading goal scorer of Spain of all time, and you know, lucky to still get him in his prime because he just played a World Cup, won the championship last year with Atletico Madrid, and
turned down contracts. He turned down contracts in Europe to go and play the, New York, etc., etc. They would have kept him.
Yeah, definitely. He could have still stayed in a big club in Europe.
I'm pretty sure that he's going, by the way. I got an email saying that he wants to be picked up and driven to the airport.
Do you need a translator?
Hey, I saw that translation.
I've changed his words a little bit, but
to be nicer.
We haven't had John on the show since that famous translation post-match interview in Spanish. Do you speak Spanish?
A little bit,
Yeah, I was going to say, after watching that interview, I wouldn't have thought so.
Why do you walk into those cheap games?
Surely the David V is going. He's going to miss the Hopman Cup.
I'll send him a tape.
Let's move on.
I'll send him a tape. Well, hang on. You've been going on and I've got to talk to John about Italian TV. I've got to talk to John about Italian TV.
You know, sometimes I get really upset. Everybody thinks that Italian TV is just made up of scantily clad Italian women. Sometimes there are, but not all the time. For instance, I'll give you a perfect example. Let me disprove this. Okay. Juventus... No, I'm serious. Juventus TV, OK, the in-house channel for Juve, have announced their new presenter. Oh. New presenter. OK. Well, OK, you guys tell me. Let's hear the clear. What do you think the new presenter will be wearing?
Oh, she'll be nude.
No. I'll go with nude, yeah.
No, I'll have you know, she is wearing a suit.
Oh, no.
Obviamente.
She is wearing a suit. But she also, on top of the fact that she wears a suit, she can also play. She's actually a sports person as well. Look at those skills. She's also good at, she's changing into a sports gear. Right. She's also good with stats and with tactics.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So there you go. People just think that Italian television is just
I stand corrected because that is a Windsor knot as well.
That's so true.
She has a real passion. She loves to show people her black and white.
Really?
She absolutely loves to show...
Juventus colours.
Yeah.
Is that
Do we have the
correct?
colours there? She's... Yeah, there she goes. She loves it.
What? Oh.
There you go. She's a serious journalist.
Look at that.
That is not a good example of Italian television. Scantily clad girls and ugly guys, that's not Italian television.
That was the news. That was disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Laura Barriales.
No, I don't.
Yeah, don't admit to that. Well,
You know, the real tragedy about that is that someone's got onto her Twitter account and she used to be a Napoli fan.
Really?
So tragic.
Doesn't even support Juventus.
Wow.
That's tragic.
You lost the crowd with that one. I've got something I want to show John, but ask. I want to waste the man's time.
Okay, excellent. Well, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is the A-League.
Too late for that, by the way.
Yes. What did you think? Obviously huge crowds. What about Adelaide? You're an Adelaide boy, and they were playing first time it's ever been played on the Adelaide Oval. What did you think of the whole? Obviously the biggest crowd they've ever had. They were watering the surface. It was very short-cut grass, which means the ball zinged around. What did you think? Think good idea?
I think great idea. If you get 33,000 to a game in Adelaide, it's a success. I know the pitch was different and it was a lot faster than a normal pitch, a lot faster than High Marsh. But when you're playing in Europe, you have to play in different conditions and you have to adapt to them. Yeah, right. And I thought that both teams struggled in the start to adapt because it was quite quick.
A lot of miscontrolling, things just a little bit off.
Both teams played their defence very high because they knew anything over the top central would go through to the keeper, and so no one could get a stranglehold in midfield. But then they started hard to go out wide. So I think that they adapted well towards the end, and you saw Sirio's goal. Right. That was a way to get through.
Is that Gombau? Because you know Gombau comes from your... Is that him getting in the ear and saying, no, we want to play a certain way, let's make the pitches a little bit more like that? Is he going to have an influence on that?
Oh, all coaches like to wet the pitch. They like it to be quick, but I think this was too quick because the Adelaide Oval surface is a little bit firmer than a normal playing pitch.
Yeah. John, you mentioned that the defence playing a bit high. I was looking at the Central Coast Mariners, OK? Do you think they've got a structural problem with what's going on? Because they're using, to me, they're using a 4-4-2 kind of formation. Can we look at this formation?
OK.
You tell me what you think, John. Do we have the Central Coast...
Well, we've certainly got a lovely piece of music, John. So,
now, here they are. They're defending, OK? Now, to me, they're defending. To me, they're just defending a bit. If we can just freeze that for a second.
Okay.
Now they're playing 4-4-2. The two are too deep to me. Then the middle four, that's very deep as well. And the back four, I mean, that's just That's too deep.
They're playing him on side, I think.
Do you think that was too far to go for that joke?
How much distance do you think Santo covered to get there?
What do you think, John?
I like the music beforehand.
You like the...
Speaking of which, I don't know, that just may have reminded me about something, because earlier on we had a little look about these two as 17-year-old men.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Because there was a player who was playing in the Sydney Gerbach who was 17 years old doing his HSC playing in the Darling.
Like, that's a big thing. What were you doing at 17, John?
I was overseas. I was already in Belgium.
He did his HSC when he was 12.
So you were already in Belgium. So basically it doesn't really sound like Alex Gerbach's done that much now. You say that you're in Belgium. I know for a fact.
Where was I?
You were... We've got some video of you as a 17-year-old singing, because you're a lounge singer, singing at the Veneto Club in Bulleen. 17-year-old John Aloisi. And here comes, I think Santo was on piano, by the way. 17. How did you get to Belgium at 17?
Well, back then it was old National League. It was semi-professional, and I wanted to play professional football, and that was a way to Europe. A lot of Australians went over to Belgium first.
Vidmar,
Vidmar, Eddie Krincevic, Graham Arnold, Frank Farina.
Did you notice when he said the old National League, you pointed at me?
Because I don't know if they were following back then.
No. I was a gridiron man back then.
But that's amazing. I mean, you guys were genuinely pioneers. That's. I mean, what Frank Farina did, and Eddie Krincevic, went to France.
Paul Ocon was over there. He was Player of the Year in Belgium, and Ned Zelic went to Germany. So there was a big group of players that went over because we wanted to play top-level football and professional football.
Do you think, though, because of the success and strength of the A-League, that young players won't do that as much anymore?
Definitely. I think that more young players will stay here first, get 2 or 3 years under their belt, and if they're good enough, then they might go to Europe. If not, they'll stay here and play the rest of their careers here.
And also, if they get to Europe and it doesn't go smoothly, there's no real incentive to kind of stick it out. That could be, you know what I mean? Like, and just come back here to the comforts of the A-League.
That could be a problem as well, because you want them to stick it out, because it's not so easy over there. There's going to be ups and downs, and you're going to get setbacks. And if you are going to a top European league and you're not playing for a year or two, if you can stick it out and then end up playing, Tim Cale's perfect example.
Did the graft, as he said. Did the graft, Millwall and up through those ranks.
Exactly, and then one of our most famous Socceroos. So I wouldn't suggest that they just come back when things aren't going well.
Keep trying. All right, John, we've got to say thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you on the Fox coverage, but no one goes home empty-handed. This is just a little gift from Total Football here, so I'm going to show the camera there. I'm sure you'll be really happy with that. That's the new 8x10. We got to say, well, I will say, right now.
Your cheap little prop gags, that's fine.
Okay.
I want to say thank you, but to take us to the break, please enjoy 17-year-old John Aloisi and his haunting version of Angel in the Morning, John Aloisi, ladies and gentlemen.